So, inner peace and relationships. I got 31 years of experience, 35 actually, with the same woman. It's been a rocky road. It's been fun, it's been torture, it's been a number of things. But the thing that's been most important is that it's been alive. It's been good. It's been a flow. And we've reached what I refer to as milestones. Milestones are this place where, you realize that, man, do I want to be here anymore? Do I want to go through this? What am I, and what is it I'm going through, and what's it for? And those are opportunities for growth, because it pushes you to your limits, and they are your limits. They're limits that you then have an opportunity to redefine. And when you redefine them, you find the light behind them. Okay? As you've heard the wisdom espoused by other people, that when you reach a point in your relationship where your growth stops and you put the brakes on and you move on to somebody else, that you'll only develop as far as you got the first time. So to avoid those milestones is a mistake. Unless you're really in a very abusive relationship. The idea is that the relationship, that person, it's no accident that that person's in your life. They bring you to a point of awareness. If you can't be there and share that awareness with them, you can move off to the side and figure it out for yourself, and then proceed perhaps in a different way. But you are this developing spiritual being having a physical experience, and that's what you came here to do. You came here because this is, as Ram Dass refers to it, don't you want to do the course? This is Neurosis 101, The baggage you came in with is the baggage that you came to work with. And part of that baggage is the people that you attract to you. Personally, I used to think my wife was a rageaholic. And the turning point in how I dealt with her happened one day in this room. She was screaming about something, and I mean really getting into it, And I knew I had two choices. Choice number one was I could go over there and get in her face and get her to shut up, which, if she was angry already, would have just increased the volume of that, and it would have leaked out somewhere else, right? Or I could do what a lot of guys do, which is to walk away, right? Walk away. Perhaps she would be running after me, screaming at me, okay? I took the third choice, and the third choice was an interesting one, because at that moment I stood in it, okay? I basically stood into the wind, and here was all of this hostility coming at me, all of this poison coming at me, and I just stood there, and when I took that position, her words seemed to be wafting at me on ribbons, and they were going around me, they weren't touching me. And that was a metaphor for me understanding at that moment that it was really all about her. I got away from, quote unquote, my hurt feelings that she was screaming at me and attacking me. I got away from that, and I didn't personalize what she was saying. And I just smiled, not in a way to irritate her, okay, but with a smile of love, because this was a woman that I love. And I simply said, you really don't need me to be here to have this experience you're having, because You're running a movie inside your own head. I just happen to be the trigger for it. You happen to be taking this opportunity to dump a lot of your feelings, and I really don't need to be here. You could do this alone. So I said, I'll be in the next room. If you need me, call me. And that was a turning point in how she related to me. Because I was no longer going to be just the trigger for the unloading, the emotional unloading. They call that stamp collecting, you know? You save up your stamps and then you cash them all in so that when somebody attacks you, your perception is that there's no way there should be all this emotion around this little event. And yet, that's the way it happens, but that's stamp collecting. Now, if you can keep the communication open, you can get beyond that. Now, this is all to say that basically, you know, connecting is what you want to keep doing. Being connected, having a practice. I do Qigong. Having a practice where you can be connected with yourself. Being connected with yourself is what's going to change things, and I'll explain that in the next video.